Oh hey, my name's Shady. Welcome back to Iron to Immortal, the series where I help you pass your respective ranks. Thank you all for 10,000 subscribers. Now for a few things I'd like to mention before getting started include agent selection, rotation, map control / awareness, and why you can trust me. With each topic timestamped on screen right now. Agent selection is key in ranking up, so if you're looking to climb, beware of one simple factor in deciding your agent. Climbing deliberately requires you to make decisive plays like aggressive rotation and to not be tied down to your abilities. The agents I wouldn't recommend are as follows: Viper, Cypher, and Killjoy. Rotation is one of the most important, if not the most important factor in the game of Valorant. To fully visualize an opponent's reaction to something happening on the map means you've mastered rotation. The next time you or your team finds a pick, you can exploit the opening created by the rotation. On the other end, if you find yourself a man down, rotating is a question of info rather than the amount of teammates guarding the opposite site. The two questions or pieces of information required to make an accurate rotation are 1, which agents were spotted during your teammate's duel. So in this scenario, we see Jett kill Yoru. What we're looking for is the amount of players we see and if there are any non-global smokers like Brem or initiators like Sova and Breach. If you spot these agents or 3 players, these are both good indications that they're trying to hit that side of the map and they warrant a rotate. And 2, the locations of your teammates that could be put out of position with a missing map control caused by you rotating. In this scenario, you lose control of Tree and Garden, but since Cypher's in Cam, he'd be prepared. For an example of someone out of position, we could place him sitting behind bricks. Communicating your rotation is best, but it's possible to judge their positioning to be good enough to not warrant a call out. Lastly, I'd like to mention rotation is extremely scenario based, but for the sake of providing examples, I have live matches in each respective rank. Map control and awareness boils down to the sections of map that are given to each team. The reason map control is important is because each round starts at 5v5, but with every engagement, this has a chance to change. Meaning the control each team has on parts of the map changes drastically, with maps being designed to exploit these exact situations. Being a man down on defense is significantly worse than on attack because of the missing portion of control. That's why you'll see higher elo teams probe for a chance to even the playing field. The goal of the attackers is to find any aggression from the defenders. This means fighting for control of the orbs and mid. The defenders, however, are given this map control as an extra layer to defend from. This means the attackers have to expend more utility contesting them for it. If it's still a 5v5 after attackers gain this map control, it leaves the defenders vulnerable due to them having nowhere to go, with the 5 players potentially exploding onto one site. If your team finds the opening pick, then the strategy changes, and the new goal should be to use your man advantage to find the weakness in the defender's setup caused by a rotation from the opening pick. Why you should trust me. Firstly, I come from Counter-Strike, which Valorant shares its tactical gameplay from. I've hit Radiant and Immortal on multiple accounts, and as a side note, these matches will not consist of me attempting to hold W and just out-aiming my opponents, but rather me explaining how I predict situations or why I throw certain utility. Now that I'm done explaining, let's hop into some games.
Match found.
Wherever they run, I will find them.
Alright, so we're starting down 5 for this episode. Not so much intentionally, but it is what it is. Here are some things you need to know. It looks like Sage is playing Kitchen, Omen mid/boiler, Sova is B, and Raisin Reyna switch between A and B. Now it's time to recover. After my team clears B main, I run up and hop in my drone for my team. We then see Raze and Sova, who are both at B because of the nade and dart. I end up tagging Raze, to which I peer at the smoke Sova was darting from. I don't see anything, so I pull out my shock dart to see if I can get some damage onto him. The enemy Omen then smokes off my team, but I have an angle over it, so I keep holding it.
Down.
One enemy remaining.
Our spike
Last
carrier is
player
dead.
Both my
standing.
teammates then die, to which I dart and try to collect the bomb quietly.
I have the spike.
She knows I grabbed bomb, and now is starting to panic, so I try to play slow and see if she'll walk into me. I end up finding her on the rotate out because she thinks I got away with the bomb. Round 2, I showcase how Sova is supposed to be used on a sight take. I personally started the round with an arrow.
Found them.
Then as I got closer, I decided drone wasn't necessary. Because as shown earlier, the enemies like to play only 1A. So if I can arrow him out, the sight should be free and drone would go to waste. After Omen plants, I help him hold either side of this smoke. He ends up dying to shock darts, but then I find Raze and I end up popping my
Deploying
drone.
drone.
My Yoru then uses ulti, allowing me to take my drone up heaven instead of screens. I do this knowing I can see what he sees on minimap. The enemy Sova tries to ult me after attacking me, but I sidestep it, and then push forward to get into an unexpected angle.
One enemy remaining.
B is this.
Alrighty, round 12. Looks like my team's preparing to hit B, but I kind of want
Revealing
to show
area.
some presence towards A, so I start with the dart
Take
and
flight.
follow it with the drone. My team ends up getting a kill,
Enemy tagged.
and I see the Reyna. So my job here is to try to delay her rotate as much as possible, which she ends up doing by getting tagged twice by my drone. I then decide I'm gonna late lurk up mid, see if I can kill enemies from behind, or catch this Reyna rotating.
Our spike carrier is dead. Bullseye.
One enemy
Enemy
remaining.
down. He's done. Scanning ahead.
Alright,
Right
ending
here.
the half, 3-9. That's pretty bad, but we're gonna bring it back. I start off by going across this rope to get in a
Deploying
faster
drone.
position to drone the closer angles. After seeing 2 enemies on the minimap, I decide to cancel drone and rotate immediately. I
Revealing
try to throw a
area.
support dart, but it completely misses.
Enemy spotted.
With the enemy Raze rotating back to B main, this makes me think. Rotating back, I think. This is because whenever you're taking B site, most of the time you're gonna have majority of your players behind yellow to support the bomb planter. With no yellow control, it makes taking B impossible. As I'm rotating, I make sure to check in mid. I don't see anything, so I immediately head over towards A to see if I can get into sight before they execute. I counter dart to help my
Scanning ahead.
Omen, but I don't see anything. So this is making me suspicious, and it ends up being a fake. So I'm heading out of A, being cautious of mid because they were B and they haven't planted yet.
Out of charges.
That's the bomb carrier
Out
down.
of charges.
There's 15 seconds left, so I decide to dart in
Scanning
kitchen
ahead.
and run away
Found
to
them.
give my teammate a chance to win the round for
10
us.
seconds left. One enemy
Jet
remaining.
gets one and delays
Last
the Reyna
player
enough
standing.
time so that I win from time. Round 15. The enemy Omen smokes mid, so I dart to see if they're pushing behind it. With my dart not catching anyone, I need to rotate kitchen to stop anyone from lurking into
Take
tube.
flight.
Raise mid. Raise Omen mid.
Shock dart.
So if you look minimap, you should be aware that my Omen is actually getting a flank on. So I'm coming over to B to support it while the enemies are showing presence. With Sova just having finished using drone, I go back to watching tube right before my Omen catches Sage and Raze rotating out of B main. We then get a catch of Omen on minimap, so that tells us all 4 of them are B main. With this information, I quickly adjust to support B main.
Scanning
I
ahead.
arrow trying to achieve a better gun, but I could only find a stinger. And then missed the dart and got scanned. One thing you'll notice is my Yoru keeps going back and forth to look mid. This is useless because we know all 4 players are B main. With this information, he could have came and stacked B main and let Omen
30
do his
seconds
job
left.
of holding rotate. Yoru brought it down to a 2v2. My Omen then smokes the bomb and TPs to the gap in the wall. He got it half with the help of his teammate,
Last player standing.
and
One
then won
enemy
this crucial
remaining.
round because the Raze ran out of ammo and didn't get him off the bomb.
Yes, sir. Let's go. We win. It's over now. They're broke. We have full
Level
power.
heads until we're home, yes? Good.
Round 17, I started with an
Scanning ahead.
arrow mid. Since I don't scan anybody and there's no Omen smoke, I decide I'm gonna flank the enemies. Reyna gets picked off B main. So at this point, I'm not sure where the enemies are at, but I have a feeling it's A. After the enemy Sova dies, that assures me that it's A. So I pull out my knife because it gives me extra movement speed, and I'm confident nobody should be holding flank.
Spike planted.
Gone. Shock dash.
One enemy remaining.
Round 19, this is a showcase of reactionary gameplay. I do the same drop play with the
Revealing
arrow
area.
mid, but since Omen smokes it, I change my play and head into the smoke to hold for any potential pushes. Since Raze Roombas, I back up to get out of the smoke so I don't get Roomba damage. And then I head over towards kitchen because I know the enemies could have lurked up tube with us being in the smoke together.
Flight.
I hop in my drone to make sure that nobody's pushed through kitchen. And I find Omen and Sage both in tube. While Omen is getting scanned, I take the time to walk up and position myself in an off angle.
Taken out. Revealing area.
Careful A. I say careful A because our Killjoy has successfully flanked through B. She doesn't see anything deep spawn, so I pop my ulti to give her time to flank our enemies. She ends up coming back through mid, which is fine because it clears any potential flanks and allows her to use her Killjoy ultimate.
No more.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Killjoy ult wasn't needed, so that's a benefit, and we can carry it into the next round. Round 21. This is an adaptation to the Omen smoke mid. I end up pushing to avoid the smoke and try to get an angle into mid. I end up finding Omen, then Raze peeks, so I dart to help me fall back. While falling back, I realize Killjoy has another insane flank, so I take this opportunity to fortify the A site. I thought about droning mid, but Raze uses ulti on A,
Reloading.
and she was the mid player.
One
Three
enemy
gone.
remaining.
Round 22. I'm back to Boiler, and I'm gonna see if I can get another lurk
Scanning
on
ahead.
mid. Omen doesn't end up smoking it, so I change my mind and actually pull out Drone to see if he's holding for my push. Especially since we didn't see him B main. Now that I've cleared all mid and deep spawn, I can confidently rotate towards B. Reyna's pushed close.
Shock
I
dash.
try to dart beyond yellow, but I miss. And now I'm gonna dart for the bomb plant.
Find death.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, so our Killjoy actually ended up killing the enemy Omen while he was ulting. This actually shrouded the map and allowed her to kill our Omen without us knowing where she was. Where'd she kill you from?
Spike's here.
So the enemy
Revealing
Sage
area.
ends up finding our Killjoy, to which I dart bottom mid. I then decide to push up, which in all honesty, is a mistake because the Sage has res and is most likely going back around B main. In this situation, I decide to clear out bottom mid and then kitchen along with long haul. Since I didn't spot anything long haul, I think she may be flanking
30 seconds left.
the long way around.
She has res.
But then I finally click it that she has res and she's most likely coming back around B main. I'm still cautious about mid.
You will not
Then she
kill my
reses.
allies.
Last player
Revealing
standing.
area.
One enemy remaining.
I notice that the time is low, so I run away. She ends
10
up dinking
seconds
me as I
left.
fall back. She walls and then plants, and then I ult
I
her.
am the hunter clutch. Do not out of charges.
Alright, round 25. We made it
Come
to
into the
overtime after a 3-9 half. For the first round of
Revealing area.
overtime, I decided to dart mid and then follow my team up A.
Enemy down.
We immediately have the man advantage. It's a 5v4, so I decide to drone my team in just to be safe. Our Killjoy has flank, and I get a tag off onto Omen.
Shock dart.
Bomb grenade. Placing bomb grenade.
After Yoru plants, he decides to TP back along with my Killjoy to both play after plant. I decide to push forward to try to fight with my Omen.
Over here.
They end up both finding kills, but I get taken out by
One
Sova.
enemy remaining.
It's now a 3v1 and my team has great odds to win this round.
Heaven.
Shadows traveling. Go.
My ult's ready.
Bomb grenade out.
I'll handle it.
Second round of overtime, I start by arrowing bottom
Scanning
mid,
ahead.
Through.
and then follow it up with the drone.
Drone.
But I have to cancel it because of the Roomba. Raze then gets spotted from my dart, to which I
Shock
dart
dart.
with my... To which I shock dart behind and in the Omen smoke. I then cross the smoke because I need to worry about kitchen. One way A. With kitchen clear and both players fighting B dead, I lean towards A because the Reyna is most likely to go there.
Out of charges.
I reinforce this thought with an arrow mid. Okay, I've paused the video here to showcase how fast my decision making is. Watch as Sage gets a kill, then Omen gets a kill.
Clean.
After finding Omen, I can hear Reyna moving around. I don't want to make it a 1v2 for my teammate, so I try to fold back, but Reyna ends up peeking me. I then see Sage on minimap and miss my shot, but Yoru cleans up.
Now get out.
Defenders win.
Hey guys, Shady here. I just wanted to mention that the poll that I had going on my community page went well, and I'll be trialing a rank-to-rank video style from now on. Oh, and can you guys head over to my Twitter and toss me a follow?
This pleases me.